Welcome to the Smiles for Life campaign. I'm Greg Anderson. I'm the Managing Director of the Crown Council, and I also spend my time as a volunteer just like you do at Smiles for Life. Smiles for Life is one of the most successful and long-lasting and unique charitable campaigns in all of dentistry, now well into its third decade. Together, we have raised almost $45 million. And we're grateful for your interest and also your enthusiasm for doing good. This campaign, the Smiles for Life campaign, was born in a dental office, the dental office of Dr. Jeff Gray, and from those very humble beginnings where he was donating to a single charity by providing whitening at his office, we now have made charitable contributions to well over 700 different individual children's charities and become a force for doing good in hundreds of dental practices each year. And our job today is to walk you through some of the details of the campaign and to give you some of the training necessary to make it go smoothly, give you some of the reasoning behind what we do, how we do, and to make it more successful both on your end and on our end. And to start, I'd like to introduce my partner, Steve Anderson, who's also one of the co-founders of Smiles for Life. And he's going to start off and pass the baton back when he's ready. So Steve, thank you.
So since you've been involved in the Crown Council, you're very aware of our commitment to a culture of success and creating a culture of success in your practice and all the resources that help provide that. Doing good is the phrase that we have chosen to describe your efforts and our efforts, combined efforts, to do charitable things as well as other things. There's a phrase that's crept into our vernacular over the years in our culture of giving back. We don't subscribe to giving back because that implies you took something, then you have to give it back. So we describe it as doing good. And Smiles for Life is one of those things in which your practice can engage to do good and have a huge impact on your practice to continue to create a culture of success. So we're excited to have you along for the journey. Smiles for Life has been participated in by thousands of practices over the years. Again, one of the most successful charity campaigns in dentistry that has huge impact on patients' lives, on those who will benefit from the charity as well as the practice itself. One point of interest from a practice standpoint that we know is that based on some research that was done by Roper Starch Worldwide, they found that 67% of consumers say that they prefer to do business with a business that's involved in some type of a cause-related marketing effort or something that does good, some type of a charitable effort. 67%. So from a business standpoint, Smiles for Life and doing good, it's good for business and has an impact on patient perceptions and the perception in your community. So as you look at the whole plan that we'll present here in just the next few minutes, keep in mind that this benefits so many people on so many levels and is a great practice builder. So the way Smiles for Life works is that you offer to whiten teeth. Anybody who wants to come in from your community, patients and those who may not be patients can come in, and as long as clinically they qualify and their house is in order, then you will whiten their teeth and they will make a charitable donation directly to the Smiles for Life Foundation, and Greg will share with you how that's done in just a minute. And everybody wins. So your practice donates the service, the patient donates the money, and through our partnership with Ultradent donates the whitening kits. Crown Council as well donates its services to help facilitate the entire campaign, and we have other partners as well that donate resources to make it all work. So it's one of the most unique campaigns in all of business because of the charitable efforts of so many different people to make it all work. We encourage you not only to promote Smiles for Life within your patient base, but also as a new patient generator. Promote it in the community, promote it through social media, get your patients to talk about it so they can send in their friends and coworkers and family members to make it a community-wide effort. Done right, Smiles for Life can be a huge new patient generator, as well as a great source of word of mouth marketing for your practice. So take the larger view here as you make your plan on how you can promote it in your entire community. So as you make your plan, the best practices that are the most successful with Smiles for Life put together a whole plan on how the whole team is going to participate, how the campaign will be promoted within the practice as well as out in the community. And there are resources that we'll talk about in just a minute that'll help you do that. One key to success that we have found in a lot of the practices that do Smiles for Life very successfully is they designate a Smiles for Life champion or leader on the team that will take primary responsibility for driving the campaign and keeping it foremost in everyone's mind. So when you have one person who is the leader on your team for the campaign, things tend to flourish and progress. So as you put your plan together, find that team member on your team that will champion the cause and move things forward. So with that, Greg's going to walk you through some of the specifics of how you get everything lined up to have a successful campaign in your practice. Greg?
Great, and feel free to chime in, Steve.
Yeah.
One is that we express to Ultradent all of the time our gratitude for being so generous in providing all of the whitening kits for the campaign. And they not only donate all of the whitening kits, they donate all of the costs of getting those to you. You have the ability to order 2 boost or in-office kits each week during the campaign. And each of those kits have 2 boost systems in it. So that's 4 in-office kits each week and up to 8 of the opalescence kits each week. Now, all of this ordering is done online. We've phased out the fax ordering form, and you'll receive a confirmation back from us each time you make an order for whitening materials. There are a few things that we want you to be aware of. One is we send our orders for whitening material once a week to Ultradent. We do it on Friday morning, and this means your electronic order to us needs to be in our hands no later than Thursday night. Ultradent then takes these orders, ships them every Monday, but if you miss the Thursday deadline for your order, it won't be processed till the following week. And one thing we don't like to do is ask Ultradent to make exceptions where they would have to have extra cost by shipping things at a more expedited rate than ground. It's also very important, and this is really critical, that you only order as many kits as you might need. So each time we receive a contribution from your office, we credit you with 1 kit used. And if we receive a request for kits and see that you haven't used the kits you already have, we are not going to process the whitening order until the number of kits you have already ordered closely matches the number of kits that you've used. That said, you can place an order every week as long as you're using what's been previously sent. And like I said earlier, you should always be grateful when you see the Ultradent rep knocking at your door. They are very happy to help you with the campaign, and we're very grateful to them for everything they do to support us. They're a marvelous partner. You have another partner in your charitable efforts. That's your charity partner. So for each dollar you raise in your practice, you have the opportunity to direct half of that to a local charity of your choosing. Now, this is a real opportunity for you to go out into your community and find a partner that not only represents a cause you and your team are passionate about, but also find somebody that will help you with the campaign. So one suggestion here is be sure that you pick a charity partner that you don't want to just give money to because they're a worthy cause. You want somebody that's a partner and that knows that they are a partner and that they're willing to brainstorm with you on how they can get their their constituency base, their base of people, to engage with your practice for whitening during the campaign. After all, you do get new patients, but they get 50% of the money that is raised from that whitening, and they have a vested interest in being sure they're talking to their people about what they can do to help you and them. When you pick your charitable partner, be sure that they have a focus on helping children in some way. And you also need to be sure that they have a determination letter from the Internal Revenue Service or Revenue Canada stating that they are a charitable foundation. Let's talk a little bit about money and payments. The Smiles for Life campaign, really simple. As Steve mentioned, Ultradent provides the whitening material. You provide the professional whitening service. The patient directly contributes to the Smiles for Life Foundation, not to your practice, but directly to the foundation, the value of the whitening, either by check or by credit card. Now, there are some very important logistical steps that will help you increase the total amount that's collected and to help you and us keep track of those contributions. In your marketing box, there are receipts, and we send these along for ease in having a hard copy of something to physically hand to your patient. But that said, we would like all contributions, when they're made by check or by credit card, to be made online. It's really simple. You go to smilesforlife.org in the United States or smilesforlife.ca in Canada. You click on the donate button, fill out all the information from your patient's credit card or checking account. And then below that, you'll find a drop-down menu that will have the name of your office, and be sure to select that so that we give you credit for that contribution. There is also a place for you to input an email address. Unfortunately, there is only a place to put one, and we recommend that you put in that email address spot the email address of your office so that you get a copy of the receipt, and then you can forward it to by email or to your patient, or print it off and give it to your patient while they're standing right there. Except in very rare circumstances, for the security of your patients and our security, we would really encourage you to make all contributions online. One of the great benefits of that is that you know immediately if the payment processes, which saves you a lot of time and us a lot of time. Two things as a special reminder. First, we never send cash through the mail for any reason. So if a patient pays you cash, you deposit that into your office checking account, and then you write an office check to Smiles for Life. Second, Smiles for Life is not a healthcare provider, and therefore we can't process cards from an HSA account, but you can. So these two will need to be processed through your office, and then a check written to Smiles for Life from your office, and that contribution can be made online. It is helpful if you tell your patients that the charge on their credit card will show Smiles for Life Foundation. Often we get people calling the office and ask us what the charge is for, so that would be helpful. And many ask how much they should request as a contribution for whitening. The cost of whitening differs from market to market, and so it's hard to come up with a number. But a good rule of thumb is for you to charge something that's a little less than what you would normally charge. But remember that this isn't a program to offer charity whitening. It's a program to raise money through whitening for charity. And we like to recognize you for what you do. We are all about recognition. Every year at our annual event, we recognize every practice who raises $10,000 or more during the current campaign. And additionally, we induct into the Smiles for Life Hall of Fame each practice who raises over $100,000 in total Smiles for Life contributions, and then each $100,000 thereafter. And we also publish each week during the campaign every contribution from every office and who is raising the most, both by total dollars and the most per team member. Finally, where do you find out information about the campaign? Best place to do that is in the marketing box that we have sent to your practice. Inside of there, there is a folder. In there, the first sheet you will find is the information that we have about your office. And it's also an order form to order pass-along cards, little 4x6 cards that your patients can use to tell others about whitening in your office. We do not send these to you automatically. You must take out that form and request the 4x6 cards. And we do this, they're without cost to you. They come to you free, but we want to be sure that the information we have for you, including your charity name, your phone number, and your address, is all accurate before we go to the expense of printing those cards. I highly recommend that you open that marketing box folder and review everything in it about the campaign. It should answer 99% of your questions, including how and when to order whitening materials, how to publicize the campaign, and most everything else you need to run an effective campaign. There are also a lot of other things you'll find in the box that are both helpful and fun. There's an order form for the blue, that's the color this year, of the Smiles for Life t-shirts, social signs, Smiles for Life glasses, donation cards for patients who don't want to have their teeth whitened but still want to participate, table tents, posters, much more. And of course, our sincere gratitude always to the team from My Social Practice, who helps us each year with all of these campaign promotional materials. We're always grateful for their most generous contribution. And finally, we're here to help. The Crown Council, we're donating our time just like you are, and especially if it's your first time. If you have questions, there are 3 places you can go. 1, call us, 800-276-9658. Email us, success@crowncouncil.com, or go to crowncouncil.org and be part of the Smiles for Life group. And there are not only all of the materials you'll need for the campaign, but also things you can download to help you promote it during the year. But especially if it's your first time, don't hesitate to call us. We'd love to walk you through all of this so that the campaign is as successful as it can be for you this year.
Hey, we're excited to have you with us along in the most successful, largest charitable campaign in dentistry. Take advantage of all the resources that have been put together. You're joining a great team of Crown Council practices all over the country that have joined together to do good. So we're excited to have you along for the journey.